All right, so I'm going to be reading David prepares to build the temple. Okay, so then David said, "This is the house of the Lord God, and this is the altar of burnt offering for Israel." So David commanded to gather the aliens who were in the land of Israel, and he appointed masons to cut hewn stones to build the house of God. I gotta blow my nose. Uno momento. Pause. Boop. And David prepared iron in abundance for the nails of the doors of the gates, and for the joints, and bronze in abundance beyond measure, and cedar trees in abundance for the Sidonians, and those from Tyre brought much cedar wood for David. Now David said, "Solomon my son is young and inexperienced, and the house he built for the Lord must be exceedingly magnificent. Famous and glorious throughout all countries. I will now make preparation for it." So David made abundant preparations before his death. Thus he called for his son Solomon and charged him to build a house for the Lord God of Israel. And David said to Solomon, "My son, as for me, it was in my mind to build a house to the name of the Lord my God. But the word of the Lord came to me, saying, You have shed much blood and have made great wars. You shall not build a house for my name, because you have shed much blood on the earth in my sight. Behold, a son shall be born to you, who shall be a man of rest, and I will give him rest from all his enemies all around. His name shall be Solomon, for I will give peace and quietness to Israel in his days." So, David, he kind of had to go to war and all that, but because of all that, God's like, "No, we're going to have a time of rest with your son. He's going to be the one to build it, So, but David did a wonderful thing by preparing everything. So Solomon, he didn't have to do the preparation work. He could just get to business, "He shall build a house for my name, and he shall be my son, and I will be his father. And I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever." And God says that a lot. "He will be my son. I will be his father." That is a form of adoption, saying, "I am taking the father role in your life." Any man can be a father, can father a child, but it takes a special man to be a daddy and to be a father. Okay. When I was dating my husband, I looked to see how he treated kids, because I thought, this is my potential husband, and I want to see, is he good with kids? Because I want to have kids. I want to make sure he's going to be good with kids. He's fantastic. He's the best daddy I could have ever asked for. So, but anyway, moving on. "Now, my son, may the Lord be with you, and may you prosper, and build the house of the Lord your God, and as he had said to you. Only may the Lord give you wisdom and understanding, and give you charge concerning Israel, that you may keep the law of the Lord your God. Then you will prosper, if you take care to fulfill the statutes and judgments with which the Lord charged Moses concerning Israel. Be strong and of good courage." It always says it, be strong and of good courage. In this life, it's hard to be strong and of good courage. People are so scared of everything, But when you got God on your side, what do you really have to fear when you think about it, Do not fear nor be dismayed. Okay? Indeed, I have taken much trouble to prepare for the house of the Lord 100,000 talents of gold and 1,000,000 talents of silver, and bronze and iron beyond measure, for it is so abundant. I have prepared timber and stone also, and you may add to them. Moreover, there are workmen with you in abundance, woodsmen and stone cutters, and all types of skillful men of every kind of work. Of gold and silver and bronze and iron, there is no limit. Arise and begin working, and the Lord be with you. David also commanded all the leaders of Israel to help Solomon his son, saying, Is not the Lord your God with you? And has he not given you rest on every side? For he has given the inhabitants of the land into my hand, and the land is subdued before the Lord and before his people. And David helped to do that. He conquered all these nations around him. So everything's going to belong to Solomon. So he doesn't have to worry about people coming after him, okay? Now, see your heart and your soul to seek the Lord your God. Therefore, arise and build the sanctuary of the Lord God, to bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord and the holy articles of God into the house that is to be built for the name of the Lord. Okay? So, everything's prepared. So, we're going to be moving on. And the next is going to be divisions and duties of the Levites. So, the Levites, they're the people of God. They're the ones that God is actually their share of everything. They don't get really a portion of them. They have a certain area that's theirs, but, dedicated to them. But any offerings that come to God, they get a portion of that. Okay? So, kind of get free donated food. Okay? The whole family. All the time, every month. So, and they did have ways of making food last a little bit too. One thing, they would put salt in the meat, and that would help preserve it, so it wouldn't go rotten. So, but, so that's it. But, I think it's wonderful that David helped Solomon. He helped prepare everything. No, he wasn't supposed to do the building because, he did shed lots of blood. But because he conquered all these lands around, Solomon didn't have to worry about that. He could just worry about, let me get this temple built, and let me rule wisely to take care of all the people that I am in charge of. Okay? So, being in charge doesn't just mean tell everybody what to do, which, that's part of it. They had to tell people what to do. But, they had to be responsible for the daily care of everything. So, anyway. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and peace.